What's going on, guys? Before I get started, y'all do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe. I sure appreciate it. Thumbs up, baby. I'm back, and I'm back in business. All right. So, I talked a little bit about the South Carolina versus the University of Georgia yesterday. There is another big game in the Tennessee Volunteers versus the Florida Gators. Yes, you heard me correct. The Florida Gators. Now, Tennessee is coming to Florida and playing Florida in the swamp. It is hard to beat Florida in Gainesville at home, but you will hear it from me first if you hadn't already. And I know I'll probably get some comments from the Gator fans, but that's okay. Tennessee is going to come into Gainesville and they're going to beat the Gators in the swamp. The way Florida played against Utah on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively, was horrendous. They made too many mistakes. And on top of that, Utah wasn't even playing their starting quarterback. Their starting quarterback was out for that game due to an injury. So you had a freshman and another quarterback beat you. I do not see Florida slowing down Joe Milton. And I could see Joe Milton having over 200 something yards passing with 3 or 4 touchdown passes. I don't think Florida's offensive line is going to be able to withstand Tennessee's defensive line for 4 quarters. Right after Florida played Utah, you had a kid, I would say probably one of y'all's best cornerbacks on y'all's team. Right after that game, this kid goes into the transfer portal. Does he know something some people don't know and wanted to get out of Gainesville? Is Billy Napier losing this team already? And it was just the first game of the season? And of course, I know Florida's already played 2 games. But that was the first game of the season, and you already have a player enter the transfer portal. And on top of that, just here a couple of days ago, you have a recruit to decommit. Now, he is pursuing looking at other schools. Georgia is one of the schools. Now, do I think he will choose Georgia? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But to get back into this Tennessee-Florida game, I had somebody tell me that Florida lost because that was a ranked opponent that they played. Okay, it was a ranked opponent. But Utah played a freshman quarterback. A freshman quarterback. Their starting quarterback didn't even play that game. So you gonna tell me that y'all lost that game because Utah was ranked? Any ranked team can be beat. Florida lost that game because they made too many mistakes. Special teams. Offensively. Defensively. If you make too many mistakes, you're not going to win a game. I will go to the South Carolina-Georgia game. And I will say, if Georgia comes out this game and starts off slow, and I said it yesterday in my video, if they come out and they start slow like they did the first two games, it might be a long day for Georgia. If Georgia makes mistakes offensively or on special teams, it could wind up costing Georgia the game. Now let's hope that don't happen. I will say Georgia's offensive line has to play better during this game because they sure didn't play again the first two games. The offensive line for Georgia has got to get better. They've got to open holes for these running backs. The same with Florida against Tennessee. Now, Florida's got a good running back in Etienne, or however you say his last name. He is a real good running back. But if Florida's offensive line cannot open up holes and get to the second level against Tennessee's defense, it might be a long day in the swamp for Florida. I just think Tennessee has got the better unit on both sides of the ball than Florida. And Florida loses this game, it's going to be a long rest of the season for Florida. But like I said, you heard it from me first. Tennessee is going to go into the swamp and take down Florida. I'm not saying Florida won't score on them. And if I was to make a prediction of the score, I would say Tennessee, 35. Florida, 17. I'll give Florida 17 points. I'm sure they're not going to drown in the swamp. I'm sure they'll keep their head a little above water to keep this game from being a blowout. Ooh, I'm ready to watch that game. And I will be going live during the South Carolina Georgia game at 3:30. So y'all be sure to tune in to that. Let's hope that Georgia comes out fast right out the gate. Like they did against Oregon last year. Let's hope Bobo actually starts letting the playbook out. Let's hope he calls a good game. That's going to be determined. We know how he was when he was with Mark Richt. We're going to see if he's improved since then. Not worried about Georgia's defense. You don't ever have to worry about Georgia's defense. It's the offense I'm worried about. Georgia's offensive line could not block and open up holes against the past two games for the running backs. If they cannot do that against South Carolina, then there is a problem with that offensive line coach. So hopefully during the week, he has game planned a strategy on the offensive line for South Carolina's defensive front. I was watching a video earlier, and this guy said Florida is going to dominate Tennessee. I don't see that happening. Even with Tennessee playing Florida in the swamp. I don't see Florida dominating Tennessee. But, like I said, y'all heard it from me first. If you hadn't already heard, Tennessee on top. Football's back, baby. You gotta love it. Y'all do me a favor. Leave some comments down below. And like always, win, lose, or tie, I'm a Dog fan till I die. Go Dogs.